on this episode of On the Mic with Mike and Moose.
When you're discipled, it breaks through the minutia of maybe the pain that you've faced or the trauma that you've been through, and it breaks through, it tills the ground. You can't just go throw a seed out on the dirt and hope that something happens. Now,
Hey,
with
didn't
the,
Jesus didn't Jesus have a parable about that?
yeah, about the different seeds, yeah.
And
And
before,
yeah, the only thing that we see that can do that is a dandelion. And God places them strategically after you blow and they go where they need to go where the wind gets them. But outside of that, like a seed, you're not going to be able to see it take root. And discipleship is that. It's cultivating, it's intentional, and you also have to have a heart for it. If you don't have a heart for discipleship, all you're doing is leading a group.
what's up, everybody? It's your boy Moose coming to you from just outside of Birmingham, Alabama.
And it's Mike Pickett coming to you from his office here in Moore, Oklahoma, the tornado capital of the whole world.
The whole world.
Yeah.
We've had a lot of warm weather here in January. That's
Isn't
cool.
that when y'all get y'all's tornadoes December, January, right?
We do know we usually get one or two. That's a big thing, um, but it's not. Usually ours is in like the spring, so like April is really usually pretty bad. And
Yeah.
everything. So, all right. So, Mike,
Yes, sir.
Book of Matthew, end of the Book of Matthew, before at the end of Jesus's ministry. Does Jesus give a suggestion there, or does he?
No, it's not called a great suggestion.
Ah,
I've heard that before. I've actually preached that. It's a great commission.
the
And
Great Commission.
I don't think people really know what the word commission means. It's a deputizing,
Hmm.
if you want to put it that way, uh, deputizing, consecrating, and sending forth. It could be parallel when Jesus sent them out two by two, to go into the towns. But this is even more so. That was just a comparative of what the Great Commission would be. And I feel like we've become lackadaisical with the Great Commission. It's almost been the Great Omission, where um, people, like you said, look at it as a suggestion instead of something that we're all called to do. People forget that we're all called to be ministers, all of us, not pastors, but to be ministers.
And I think a lot of times people will take their anxieties, their reticence, their willingness to communicate,
Mm-hmm.
and use that as an excuse to not fulfill this commission, to
Yep.
not fulfill what they've been asked to do, been told to do. And when you look at something like discipleship, it comes in many forms. We're all been given. You hear. I mean, that word is that phrase is given a lot. God given talent.
Mm-hmm.
Some people have the God given talent of gab.
Yep.
They become pastors, right?
Some do, and some didn't need to become a pastor.
But some like I feel like I don't have a problem getting in front of people. Don't get me wrong. Um, but I am more on the planning side. Like that's my talent. And
Mm-hmm.
so, you know, my wife, her family, when they would go on road trips and they would go on vacations as a family when she was younger, she became the person who would be the planner. So when you look at all these different like hotel points and things like that, like all these rewards things, they're usually in her name because as a late teen in her 20s, that's what she did. Even in her 30s, that's what she did. And still to this day, she's in her 40s, and they will call her to set something up for them.
Oh, wow.
And then when she married me, and then she realized that I'm a planner as well, you can just kind of tell the relief on her. She's like, "Oof, I don't have to do this right now."
Yeah.
Because right now I'm doing logistics for 13 people to go from Birmingham to Europe for a week or 8 days. And that is a pain. It is a pain
Hmm.
doing that. And I've talked to my pastor about it. He wants me to go on every one of his trips now because he don't want to have to deal with anything.
Oh, yeah.
But that's just that for me. That's my gift. I mean, I do think I do think I can teach. I mean, I do have more than just one gift. I think we all have probably multiple gifts. But you know, what guys? I guess getting back to what I was talking about at the beginning, people will say, "Well, I can't go out and proselytize somebody. I can't go out and do whatever. I can't go and share my faith with somebody. I'm just, I get too nervous. I get too anxious about it." Well, sometimes just being there, number one, I think helps people out. Helps people feel comfortable with talking about that because if it's one on one, sometimes you might have people who are a little anxious themselves. When you have more than one person, it's kind of coming at it from different angles. A lot of times that can be reassuring to them. Now you don't want too many people. You don't want to feel like it's an intervention.
Exactly.
But you got a group 2 or 3 people. That's how we design our discipleship groups. My discipleship group is right now made of 4 people. Trying to get the 5th person in. When I get to about 6 people, I'm going to split off from my group and I'm going to have 2 groups going at one time because I don't want it to be too. I don't want it to be too big.
Oh, yeah.
And another thing is that if you're the type of person that is not much of a leader, in regards to sharing your faith, you can be in almost like a group approach, and that might actually bring out you talking about your faith, like Megan. I think Megan is a prime example of that. She gets nervous, but when you first talked to her about going live and doing stuff like that, she didn't want to do it. But she's been
Hmm.
able to go and do stuff and kind of see how it was done, and it's kind of brought it out in her. Now when she's in there now, oh, I will say this: the other day when I saw her using your microphone, she was doing this right here.
Yeah, she had to because it didn't have any power to it. And we
Yeah.
were like, oh,
Yeah, that's what she told me. It was just funny. It was just funny, but just her kind of it helped her come out of her shell. Whereas 4 months ago that ain't happening,
mhm.
and so that's why I want to talk a little bit about discipleship today because I feel like that's something that a lot of people will gloss over. They will gloss over, what Jesus told us to do, um, because it's uncomfortable. So my question is, what does discipleship mean to you?
If I could put one word with it, intentional. Intentional. Discipleship is not something that's haphazard that just flops together. Discipleship has to be something that is intentional, and it can't be something that is just led by the seat of your pants, if you catch what I'm saying. I feel like a lot of discipleship programs have kind of a messy way of doing discipleship, and I'm not trying to hound on that. I feel like it has to be intentional, it has to be measured. Um, and even though I'm not a super analytical person when it comes to discipleship, I am, because those measuring tools to see if someone's growing, to see if someone's getting where they need to be, the follow up that goes along with that, I believe it's very key and very important. And so, with discipleship, intentional is one of the words. Number two, with discipleship, I would say that there has to be deep roots that are placed. It's not a shallow type of planting. Discipleship is a cultivating. If cultivating is not happening, then you're not putting down roots. And that person, when the first storm comes, is going to be pushed down because they have not learned how to get in their word. One of the best things, Moose, that I'm still thankful to the Southern Baptist Church for teaching me is what a quiet time was. A lot of other denominations do not teach that, but I remembered as a child, you're taught that. I was raised up in Sunday school, Royal Ambassadors, where I don't know if you was an RA. I was an RA. I was an RA. I went to discipleship training, which was Sunday school on Sunday night for the SBC. So I went to Sunday school twice a day, was discipled, learned through that, and learned that it was intentional and that cultivation had to happen. When you're discipled, it breaks through the minutia of maybe the pain that you've faced or the trauma that you've been through, and it breaks through, it tills the ground. You can't just go throw a seed out on the dirt and hope that something happens. Now,
Hey, didn't Jesus have a parable about that?
yeah, about the different seeds, yeah. And yeah, the only thing that we see that can do that is a dandelion, and God places them strategically after you blow, and they go where they need to go, where the wind gets them. But outside of that, like a seed, you're not going to be able to see it take root. And discipleship is that. It's cultivating, it's intentional, and you also have to have a heart for it. If you don't have a heart for discipleship, all you're doing is leading a group. And when you lead a group, it's not good.
Yeah, so that's kind of, I like where you're going with that. The word that my pastor will bring up, and you mentioned this, is a program.
Mm-hmm.
There's a difference between doing a program and then making a lifestyle change. And so programs, for him, that word means there's a beginning and there's an end. It's
Yep.
just like Bible studies. You get to the end of a Bible study, what's the first thing you want to do? What's the first thing a lot of people say? When's the next Bible study?
Yeah.
Whereas discipleship should be like an ever going, it should always be going on. Have you seen the movie The Forge?
Yes.
That to me is one of the best examples of how to disciple somebody should be. Now it's a much smaller scale than what I do, and what we do with D Life. But that's what we're looking to do. We're looking to take that person who is a new believer or maybe even lost, and just loving on them and showing a way for them to experience Christ and Jesus like it's supposed to be experienced. Now, my groups, we're intentional. We are intentional. Our main intent is we're going to read one chapter a day, 5 days a week.
Come on.
Right now, we just finished up the first 5 chapters of Matthew. We talked about that on the 2nd of January, and on the 9th of January, we'll be doing the next. We'll be doing Matthew 6 through 10, and I'm going to read through the whole New Testament this whole year. So we're not trying to make it to where it's overbearing on somebody. I had a guy that I've known for years. He's a friend, acquaintance, I guess not really much of a close friend, but I used to referee with him. And he posted on his social media the other day, here's the Bible reading plan for I'm gonna do for the month for the year 2026. We're gonna read the whole Bible. And I know the Methodists do this. I know that's one of the things that the Methodists really hang their hat on is I'm not saying anything bad about it. I'm not saying anything bad about Methodists.
Oh yeah.
But they're all about we're going to read the Bible for a year, the whole thing through. And I'm just sitting here thinking, if I had to read 8, 9 chapters a day of Numbers, I may quit reading the Bible.
Yeah.
Especially if you've never had to read it, or talking to some of the women that are in our rooted group. Talking to Felicity and Megan about reading through the law in Leviticus. I mean, and it's so repetitive and it's so
Yep.
much like to me it's kind of like if I had to read through the book of Matthew and it was nothing but like a genealogy, like the Matthew,
We could make it.
there's no way you can get me to read it.
Mm-hmm.
So and so begat so and so, who begat so and so through so and so. And it's like, oh man, this is This is getting old. But so we try to keep it simple. We try to keep it intentional. And we hold accountability with each other. I have a small group. Most of our groups are made up 3 to 5 people. Every other month, our goal is to do a local ministry project. I know that pretty soon I'm probably going to try to bring back the Mother's Day cards for those who are incarcerated.
Oh yeah.
We'll go. We'll buy 200 blank cards, take them down to the jail, and let those who are incarcerated write a letter, and they'll put the address, and then I'll mail them off. That's something we've done before. I know that in May we'll probably do another breakfast in the park. We call it Pancakes in the Park, where we go out and bring the
Yeah.
grills out and we cook for the community, and we share the gospel when they come and get food. We do stuff like that. We try to do that 6 times a year. And then my goal is, I have not been able to do this lately, is to grow my group to where I have to multiply. So if I had one word, you had your one word being intentional. My one word for discipleship is multiplication.
Oh yeah.
Because when you look at the early years of the church, the first 200 to 300 years after Christ, the way in which the gospel of Jesus Christ was spread throughout Europe, throughout Northern Africa, and throughout the Levant, the Middle East, we've never seen anything like that before. We've never seen anything like that before.
No.
And people do not realize this, but it took hundreds of years for Islam to break through in Africa.
Mm-hmm.
And up until, really around the time the Ottoman Empire came around, much of Africa was a Christian. Like at one time, Egypt was the largest Christian nation in the world. Egypt.
Yep.
And it's there's only one other thing that I can um, that I would kind of relate to this, and that is the diaspora of the Jews, spreading of the Jews from their homeland.
Oh yeah.
It's the only thing I can think of that kind of shows that. So multiplication, to see a growth like that in the early church did not come from adding people.
No.
It came from one person talking to 3 people, and each one of those 3 people talk to 3 people, and each one of those 3 people talk to 3 people, and it becomes exponential. And the numbers are crazy. If we did what we're supposed to be doing, how we can win things for everyone. So I'll put the website on here because I'm a very big proponent of D Life. It's changed my life. It changed my life starting in 2017 when I first attended my first meeting with the group.
Now, is D Life something your church does, or is this a SBC?
Well, so there are like 500 churches across America that do it.
Ooh.
It is in like 30 languages. I know it's in Spanish. I know it's in Haitian Creole. It's now in Italian. It's in Hindu or Hindi. We're working on other places, so it's global, and it started in Trussville, Alabama.
Wow.
It's not an SBC thing.
So it's not Lifeway. It's y'all. Okay. Awesome.
Well, no, I think the publisher's Lifeway.
Okay, cool.
But it's not a SBC only thing.
Gotcha. So anybody could use it.
Correct.
Please send me the info. Yeah, I would definitely love that.
There is an online component to it. If you wanted to do the online, where you, instead of doing the books, you could do like an online way to save notes and everything, and then you can get the books. And so I'd love to show you do it because me and Bill we'll be on the next plane to Oklahoma City.
Yeah, come on.
Bill goes to Bill's in the last couple years has done he's been to Pittsburgh, he's been to Vermont, he's been to Alaska. He does a lot of stuff in North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia. this week, I think no, the last weekend of February, he's in Texas. And then in 2 weeks, we'll be in Tuscany in Italy. This is a D Life group. This is a D Life mission trip,
I
essentially.
love that.
So and like I said, we've taken it. Uh, they're using it in India with a couple who has a ministry that goes there a couple times a year. They're using that for sex slaves that they're breaking
Wow.
out of sexual bondage, and that's how they're introducing the gospel to them. And they've gone from like having a lot of resistance to. I mean that ministry is growing. With the amount of we're talking about girls as young as 11 and 12 years old, or they're saving from sexual slavery in India. So it's just
Did you say it was in French too?
I don't know if it's in French. I know it's in Haitian Creole.
Close.
It might be in French. We had some. I mean, there's a lot of groups that go to Haiti. So you know, anyway. So yeah, I'm glad you asked that question because that's where I was going with it. Is like it turned out to be something. And I will send you the book that's got kind of the theory behind it. You can see where Bill will talk about doing the missions outside the local missions. I'm in one of the book chapters. We had the local fire department had a 23-year-old that came down with an aneurysm and ended up dying. And then a couple months later, I think his mom, who was kind of like the station mother, she passed away. And so we went to the store, bought a whole bunch of steaks, baked potatoes, some salad. I went and grilled for the fire department, and then we were shared the gospel with them. Just say, hey, we appreciate all you do. We know you've had a hard time. Is there anything we can pray for you about? And we were open to talking to them.
Yeah.
So that's what discipleship means to me. The good thing about discipling people is it doesn't necessarily have to be to me. It doesn't have to be overt. A lot of times it can be through your actions.
Yep.
So if I have somebody who's a new believer or not even a believer that I'm trying to disciple, I don't have to sit there and lead with John chapter 1, verse 1. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. Yeah, I don't have to do that. But I can evangelize. I can run down my Roman road, which that I'm a big proponent of.
Yes.
And I can introduce them, say, hey, we're just going to talk about the Bible. We're going to talk about stories from the Bible. And a lot of times, the people that we've had come into it are a lot like the people that we've seen on social media and rooted and things like that,
Mhm.
who are just hungry for it, and then they need some guidance, and that's just something that I really appreciate. So
Yeah. Our main goal in 2026 here at Southgate is discipleship. That's something that we're praying about doing. The Pentecostal church is not so great at discipleship, and that's what we're trying to introduce and to what that means. Like a lot of the good thing is the Pentecostal church I serve is not an they don't get everything by experience. They are biblical and they're word people, but they still don't understand discipleship. So that's what we're really trying to kick off.
maybe I can get I know we're just talking here, but we're still on the
Yeah,
podcast. So maybe
yeah,
I can get a meeting between me, you, and Bill, and
that would be amazing.
we can
Yep.
talk about it. So,
And
and
if you would like to know more about discipleship, contact Moose right here.
yeah, if you want to learn more about the lifestyle change, not the program, the lifestyle change that I've made, you can go to www.livingthedlife.com.
Oh, I like that. Living the D life. I love that.
So, anyway, Mike, you want to take us out?
Yep. Well, y'all, it has been so good to have all of you here with us today. My name is Mike Pickett, and I'm a pastor in Oklahoma. But we are blessed to be able to serve you through this podcast. You can find us on many streaming sites. That would be Podbean, Apple, along with YouTube. We're also on Facebook and Instagram and TikTok. Our goal soon is to have a live podcast with interaction where you can ask us questions and we would love to just interact with you. So we'll let you know when that happens. You can find all of our handles right below us. You see them right down there. You've got Moose's handles, you've got my handles, and then you've got the handles for On the Mic with Mike and Moose. We want you to know that it's not by chance that you hopped on here today with us. Know this before Moose starts mouthing it. He's about to do it. But no matter where you've been, no matter who you've been around or who you've become, Jesus loves you. The Father will welcome you home.
And with that said, I just want to let you know I'm praying for you. God bless you.
God bless you.